an Asian from California. Hiya.
Growing up during the time we grew up, it was not cool to be Asian. I think if you're making an authentic fried rice in a wok, it's kind of lost. I think the wok hay is going to overtake the fresh peas. So go frozen peas. My firm stance is I believe the Uncle Roger character is a positive for Asian culture in the world. Kenji Lopez is one of the best to ever do food on YouTube because he's real. No gimmicks, no overproduction, just a GoPro, a home kitchen, and ridiculous culinary knowledge. And then there's the twist, Uncle Roger reacting to Kenji. Kenji's made it clear he's not really interested in Uncle Roger's commentary and feels the character leans into stereotypes he's not comfortable with. And honestly, I get that. I've got a few thoughts of my own, plus we're diving into Kenji's response. And stick around because I steal one of Kenji's technique when I make my own fried rice, which you'll have to see at the end of the video. And also shout out to my amazing patron, Jbreezy.
Uncle Roger found this fried rice video by this chef, Kenji Lopez-Alt. The fried rice really good.
Hell yeah.
But then I see he have comments of, and this the video description. I have zero interest in Uncle Roger comments, so please don't make them and consider not making them in other places as well. That a bit harsh. I don't like that his shtick seemed to give a free pass to people to imitate stereotypical Asian speech pattern and pronunciation. Hi, nephew Kenji. People have accent. Accent is not stereotype. Accent is just how we talk and how we live. There's nothing wrong with having accent.
Agreed.
Especially as it almost always not Asian doing the imitating. Sure, many people watch Uncle Roger video and then they...
Wow, quite a mouthful there. Kenji Lopez definitely has something to say, has a stance on it. However, I am aware this video is a couple years old. So things may have changed since then, you know? He is reacting to an older video and a lot can happen in a couple of years. So yeah, let's keep watching.
Imitate Uncle Roger way of speaking. And now they use hiya and fuyo in their daily life.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Uncle Roger popularized Malaysian slang to the whole world.
Yep.
Fuyo.
100%.
And when people imitate Uncle Roger like that, they're not making fun of me. It's all out of love. And many Asian people imitate Uncle Roger also. See this clip where I got one single white guy in there? You try to find? It's ugly, it's yellow face, it's not funny. And it promotes anti-Asian racism at a time when Asians are already being heavily discriminated against. It is not welcome here. But right now, everybody on TikTok trying to be Chinese baddie. They drinking warm water, eating goji berry, doing Chinese medicine and everything. Asian people, we so cool now. And how can accent promote racism? By that logic, every person in Asia with Asian accent, they all promote racism. Uncle Roger travel all over the world.
Very, very good points Uncle Roger is making. I definitely have a few things to say on the topic. I think I'll hold it towards the end of the video, but I'll mention a few things right now. Number one, Nigel, Uncle Roger here is 100% correct when people say, you know, hiya and fuyo. They're using it nowadays generally in a very positive light. And that is something that did not happen, that I did not see growing up. Growing up as an Asian American, I experienced a lot of racism, and my father, even more than me. And he would tell me all the time when I was growing up, Brian, you're a Chinese boy. That's exactly how he would say it. Even though my mom is Korean, he would say, you're a China boy. And, you know, we can't be movie stars. We can't be the president. It was so important for him to set my expectations in a certain place just because I was Asian growing up. And today, more than ever, Asian culture as a whole is so much more embraced. And it makes me very proud. And in many ways, I'm glad I never listened to my dad. Sure, I'm not the president, not that I really want to be. Sure, you know, I'm not a movie star, not that I really want to be, but I'm glad I didn't stop chasing my dreams. And to see other people achieve incredible amounts of success that I grew up never believing would ever happen is truly special. So I understand where Kenji's coming from, because I think him and I are in a very similar boat. We're both Asian Americans, and we both probably experienced a level of racism growing up, especially I think we're similar in age. Uh, uh, Growing up during the time we grew up, it was not cool to be Asian whatsoever. And I couldn't be more proud of being Asian. But I'm also a proud American. You know, take what you will with that. It Without my Asian heritage and my American upbringing, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't have the beautiful family I have today, the business I have today, the fan base I have today. All wouldn't be here without this whole hodgepodge and the negative and positive experiences being Asian. Let's keep watching.
Meeting my niece and nephew. The only Asian who complaining about my accent are Asian from California. Hiya. I think there's something wrong in water there. Usually when people hear accent of where they from, it's a joyful experience. This their memory of growing up. Our mom, dad, auntie, uncle, all relative, all sound like this. Uncle Roger and my nephew Nigel, we both from Malaysia. I'm not embarrassed of myself or where I come from. Sorry to hear that Asian accent make you sad. When other comedians do Italian accent,
it's a little mushroom, it works.
Imitate their Arab parent.
Why 95? Where is the other 5?
Or their Hispanic mom.
I think I'm the nanny. I was like, no, I'm the mother.
Everybody love it. Accent is fun. Accent is part of keeping our culture alive. Sorry I don't sound white like you, nephew Kenji. Hiya. Where you even from? Boston. Enough talking. Let's review fried rice.
One more thing to add. I want to mention, so my wife is Malaysian. She was born there. She lived there until she finished college, and then she came to the States for a master's. And, you know, and she hangs out with other people who immigrated to this country, right? And all of them have accents. And between those motherfuckers, they make fun of each other with accents, whether you're from Hong Kong or Malaysia or, ooh la la, you know, from Fujian or, you know, all these different parts of China or Asian. They have a little different accent, and they give each other shit about it. Taiwanese accent, right? It's very subtle. A speaker probably couldn't, someone who's not a native speaker or grew up listening to a certain dialect of Chinese probably couldn't pick up on it, but you should see these guys at the dinner table and how much shit they give each other because one person's from Taiwan and one person's from Hong Kong and one person's from Malaysia. It's pretty funny. And being one of the few Asian ABCs, as they would call me, American-born Chinese, it's fun to watch.
Hey everyone, it's Kenji, and I'm gonna fry some rice. I'm using leftover chicken that I did on my rotisserie. You can just use leftover rotisserie. You can use rotisserie chicken.
I'm sorry to stop again. I know it annoys some of you, but I love this format of videos. I try to rip off of it a little bit with my videos I filmed at the shop where I had a chest-mounted GoPro. These are great. I also want to give kudos to Kenji because this is an older video, and I know Kenji gave up drinking, I'm going to say like half a year to a year ago, and he looks so much better now. I haven't stopped drinking. I'll never stop drinking. But FRENCHY has stopped drinking. And I don't think he did it cold turkey. I can't speak for him, actually. For me, I cut down, and I've definitely taken off some weight as of late. But what I'm getting at is he looks great. He looks so much better, and big kudos to him.
From the supermarket, chicken. This is like
chicken fine.
And then this is leftover rice from one of those
leftover rice, correct?
Joints. So it actually already has some. Actually, already has a little bit of like teriyaki sauce.
Nice. Yeah, a little bit of sauce. It's fine.
More flavor. This is day old. Here's a trick I learned from Wang Gang. If you don't follow Wang Gang, he's a Sichuan chef who's great.
Fuyo, nephew Kenji love Uncle Wang Gang also. Nice. See, don't hate me so much, nephew Kenji. We got something in common. But by the way he pronounced Wang Gang.
Wang Gang?
Uncle Roger, no. I definitely more Asian than you.
Wang Gang. If you don't follow Wang Gang. Wang Gang. Wang Gang.
Wang Gang, Wang Gang. Sound like some sort of criminal organization. The Wang Gang. Hiya, you the one with the offensive accent.
Add a little bit of cornstarch to it.
Okay, but cornstarch in rice, nice idea. It dry out rice even more. Good for fried rice.
The rice grains stay a little more separated. All right, so I'm gonna take my wok.
Sick.
Huh. Interesting.
Of oil into it, not a ton right now.
Is this seasoning wok?
This is another trick I do. So I rub a film of oil into the wok, and that's going to be sort of our temperature gauge. So as soon as that oil...
That the cutest trash can. Little, what is that?
So as soon as that...
So cute, the little trash can, smaller than kettle. You must have to empty it 20 times a day.
This is another trick I do.
I love this kitchen because you can see it truly is his home kitchen. Every other YouTube chef will make their kitchen look pristine, or even have a video kitchen, right? A studio kitchen that they specifically use for filming. You can see this is where his family cooks. You know, he cooks for his kids and everything. I love it. I love the authenticity. Speaking of the wok and what he's doing now, he's saying, I don't think he explicitly said he's seasoning the wok, but generally, number one, that looks seasoned already. What does a seasoned wok means? It means that it's basically been heated and coated in oil, and now it is non-stick to a degree. If you put an egg onto the pan cold and heat it up, that egg will still fucking stick. But if you heat it up first and then put on the egg, it won't stick at all. And the way you season a wok is you get it very hot, and then you put on the oil, you pour it out, put some cold oil, pour it out. And the reason why you do this hot is because the pores on a microscopic level open up under heat, right? What happens to your balls when it gets cold? It shrivels up. Ooh la la! Well, the same thing with metal. So when the pores open up, it'll take in the oil, and when it cools down, it'll hold onto that oil. You know, when I'm not yelling at ingredients or poor cooking technique, I'm actually the owner and chef of Mission Sandwich Social in Brooklyn, New York. So if you ever thought, man, I wish Chef Brian would feed me in real life, well, I have a real restaurant. Yes, I really work there, and you can have something that isn't pixelated. Stop by sometime, let me ruin your diet, and I promise the sandwiches are better than my personality.
So as soon as that oil is smoking hot, I know that the wok is hot enough that I could add the rest of my oil.
That actually very nice idea. Because every time Uncle Roger make fried rice, I just use feeling. I know when can start cooking. For beginner home cook making fried rice, that's a great trick to see when it's hot enough to start cooking. Very smart.
If you try and add all your oil at the beginning and then heat your wok till it gets smoking hot, the oil burns and it tastes bad.
Correct.
It doesn't work out so well. So you want to do it in kind of two separate phases. So first we're going to do the egg. A pinch of salt.
Salt, good.
Nice.
I feel like a lot of people don't do that enough, salt the egg. In the videos I've done, I generally don't salt the egg, but if I make just pure scrambled egg or an omelet, I will always salt the egg right before I whisk it.
A little touch of MSG.
MSG, nice for
nice.
you.
White pepper.
White pepper, good. White pepper,
nice.
correct. White pepper, better for Asian dishes.
Yes.
Black pepper is white people pepper.
Agreed.
This stove very interesting. What with that middle oval burner? It looks so weird. When do you cook with oval pan? Who designed this?
So that is like for Le Creuset pan, right? Le Creuset pan, sorry. Sorry, Frenchy. Ooh la la! Basically casserole pan. So obviously that is in the shape of a casserole pan, and it'll distribute the heat more evenly versus a round one. So that's what the application's for. And it's great, especially if you're cooking a lot of food for a big, house party or whatever. That's the burner you want to use. Also, that burner is going to be great for the one of those griddles, right? Those like stovetop griddles. That'll give you more even heat distribution.
Okay, see now the oil smoking. Ready to go soon.
All right, our wok is smoking hot. So now we're going to add quite a bit of oil for this egg.
Good, good.
Okay.
Nice.
Go in nice.
I can tell right away that's not going to stick. Just the way the edges have bloomed in a round shape, you can tell that oil was hot enough, the pan was hot enough, the egg is not sticking. If the pan wasn't hot enough, even if you had enough oil in there, you would kind of see it. I don't know how to explain it, but that egg would kind of concave with the pan. You'll see when he stirs it, it'll probably effortlessly move around.
They're in there.
You can really tell he's good at cooking. See, just one long take, no editing.
Yeah, you say?
No cut. Uncle Roger, like this angle.
Egg is done.
It like I cooking there myself. And what the egg see is this. The only time Uncle Roger hear of POV is on the hub. This is the first time I see it used for cooking. Nice.
And that egg is done.
He cooked eggs separately, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, so I, at one time of my life, owned a Chinese takeout restaurant involuntarily. That's a whole story. A video for another day. But not once did I ever see the chefs remove the egg. They let it, the egg was the first thing to go out, and it stayed until the very end of the dish. And you would argue, oh, well, isn't it going to get overcooked? Maybe to agree, right? Maybe to a degree, but by the end of the cooking process, the egg is so broken up and so evenly distributed throughout the fried rice, you don't really tell. You can't really tell. And I would argue, actually, it's not overcooked. It's well done, but you don't have egg fried rice with fucking, soft scramble, right? That's not what you want from an egg fried rice.
That okay also.
All right, let our wok reheat one more time.
I agree, but that's okay.
Cooking egg and rice together.
do
Don't need to
everything
do so many dishes.
Smoking
Okay,
hot.
oil go in again.
Oil in. A couple tablespoons. Get
Now the rice
in.
go in, okay. But no aromatic. No garlic, no shallot, nothing.
I will also say there were many, many fried rices at this particular restaurant that I had. But there are some fried rices that have no aromatics. It's just literally egg, rice, and then maybe they'll put peas and some protein at the end, maybe some shrimps. So it's not unheard of to not put aromatics. Are aromatics better? 100%.
Motion, very nice.
So if you have an outdoor burner, you can get that wok hay flavor, the smoky flavor. If you don't, and you want to do my little torch trick, you can get a torch like this.
Hell to the yeah.
This good idea also.
Yeah.
And see how smooth he light up his blowtorch. This nephew Kenji can cook. I know he hate me, and if this was last year, Uncle Roger would be more upset. But this year, my new resolution is to have less hate in heart. Most New Year resolution fade by February. But real change don't come from becoming someone new. It comes from small, consistent habits that create growth over time. Like for me, every morning now, Uncle Roger do my Tai Chi in park. All the white people staring, but I don't care. Therapy work the same way. Many Asian people don't believe.
Oh, I smell an ad coming.
We believe in suffering in silence and then taking it out on your children. But Uncle Roger actually tried it out. It's so weird to talk about feeling, but I feel better every time. Now I see therapists every week. Don't worry, I'm still gonna be angry at Jamie. Therapy cannot heal that. I just used today's sponsor, BetterHelp. I can do it at home, so convenient. Don't have to leave house and get stuck in traffic. BetterHelp will match you with therapists based on your preferences, their own clinical.
I did number one, I've been seeing BetterHelp's been doing a big push as of late. I've noticed that. But I also want to mention, I've done a couple of BetterHelp ads and gotten a little shit for it, but I stand behind it. I know the criticisms, there were, and I don't know if they're factual. It's just what I've heard in the YouTube verse of they've hired, allegedly they've hired unlicensed people and stuff like that. If that, in fact, did happen, in some ways, I'm not surprised. Something like that very well can happen, especially on an online-based company. With that said, overall, I think this is an amazing service. I stand behind doing ads for it, and I'm totally okay leaving this ad in this video because while I no longer see therapy regularly, I am a big advocate for it. So yeah, if you need help, something like this, shit, they should be paying me right now. I'm sorry. But anyway, something like this is gonna make your life a lot more convenient.
Experience and over a decade of matching expertise. And if you don't like them, you can easily switch therapists at any time and no extra cost if it's not the right fit. Click link in description or go to betterhelp.com/Uncle Roger to get 10% off your first month of therapy.
Little torch trick, you can get a torch like this, light it up.
Love that. Totally doing that.
Extra fire, extra heat.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but at the end of videos, I've been doing these outro segments, be it I go out to a restaurant and eat the dish I'm reacting to, and or I actually cook the dish, right? It's been really fun. I am 1000% stealing this and gonna do this technique at the outro of this video, mark my words.
And what happens is the oil
to create wok hei
sort of vaporizes.
Love it. So
and
smart.
Singes and leaves kind of these sooty deposits, similar to what happens when you cook a hamburger on a grill and the fat kind of drips in and the flames come up and it gives you that kind of smoky grilled flavor. That's part of what the flavor of wok hei is.
Such a good way to describe it. So wok hei translates to the breath of the wok. A wok burner is insanely powerful, significantly more powerful than a typical Western stove. And I always called it micro searing or micro burning. That's what gives you that, again, that wok hei, that it's not indescribable, but that very specific quality of food cooked in a wok that's very hard to replicate on a Western stove. And doing that with a torch is so smart. And doing that with a butane torch is even smarter because butane burns clean. So you're going to get the benefits of that smokiness, of that micro searing, that micro burning, without any strange off flavors or minimal gassy flavors. Right?
People say if you blow torch rice like this, the rice gonna end up smelling like butane gas. And Uncle Roger say, don't be pussy, just eat butane. It's not gonna kill you, live a little. Be a real man, eat some butane, drink some whiskey.
And it gives you that.
Drink whiskey, I totally agree. But exactly what I was saying. However, butane burns very clean. Is it perfect? No, but it burns very clean. It's, this is an extreme example, but it's why it's why you can burn this indoors and not burn fucking gasoline indoors, because the fumes from gasoline are really bad for you, whereas this, not nearly as bad.
Kind of smoky grilled flavor. That's part of what the flavor of wok hei is. All right? Got some of that going on.
For your nephew Kenji cooking with one hand, butane gas, talking and filming. He multitasking like every motorcyclist in Vietnam. Easy. In America, if you're texting and driving, you're gonna get stopped by police. In Vietnam, if you're texting and driving, people are gonna laugh at you because you're doing too little. Oh, nephew Kenji, Vietnam is this country in Asia. But don't go there. Everybody there got accent. You're gonna be mad.
Push that up the side. Let me get my scallions.
Okay, spring onion go in good.
And my chicken in there.
Chicken already cooked, so going in later like this, correct also.
I want to mention, I've mentioned this in past episodes, but so if they were doing a beef fried rice, for example, generally each chef at a wok station will have 2 woks, and one of them is their, I'm going to call it their stir fry wok, the main wok that they work with, and then they have a secondary wok where they either have something boiling and or frying. And they can interchange because they have a bin on the wok station where they can pour out the oil. They have a spout with water. They can clean it out, fill it with water, boil noodles, for example. But in the case of a fried rice, they'll have a secondary wok where they will have the protein going, and then they will scoop that protein from the oil fresh and toss it right into their main stir-fry wok. And it doesn't have to be just fried rice. It could be whatever stir-fry dish they're moving, whatever combination of vegetables, but they're playing between these 2 woks.
A little stir.
And remember, this not non-stick pan, can use metal.
Yeah.
Look at my peas. These are not actually even defrosted
Oh, Frenchy, look away. Look away.
yet. They're so small, they're gonna...
Frozen pea, correct?
I really like frozen peas in fried rice. I mean, I don't always do it, but I love it.
Pea, very classic fried rice ingredient. Frozen pea always better than fresh pea. Pea already not the most tasty ingredient. If you buy fresh, it expire in 3 days. Hiya, who you think you are, pea? So inconvenient. Just get frozen. Fresh pea is waste of time.
Daughter loves it.
No. So I grew up. I never had. So I didn't have a fresh pea until my early 20s when I started working in some high-end restaurants. And man, the flavor of fresh peas is awesome. But I don't think it needs to be in fried rice. I honestly don't. I think if you're making an authentic fried rice in a wok, it's kind of lost. I think the wok hay is going to overtake the fresh peas. So go frozen peas.
So I just do it. You can do whatever you want. If you don't want to, if you wanted to add other vegetables, say like, chopped carrots or chilies, onion, celery, what you would do is
no, don't add so much vegetable.
Before you put in the rice, so stir fry all.
It's not salad.
All right, now we just need some seasoning. So just salt.
Okay, salt, okay.
Soy sauce around the side of the pan so that it
yes,
correct,
burns and doesn't
100%
quickly evaporates.
Yes. Kenji, you rock.
More MSG for you.
Get our egg back on top.
All right.
And a little white pepper too.
This guy loves MSG as much as Uncle Roger. Why you hate me? Uncle Roger loves how fast nephew Kenji is. It's just straight cooking.
Yeah.
No boring intro, no life story.
I've seen quite a few Kenji videos and I've liked them all. This guy is, as far as a genuine chef goes, fucking awesome. And his knowledge of food science is second to very few. So shout out to him. Let me know if you want to see me react to more of his stuff, because I don't think I've reacted to him on the channel before. I guess I had to wait until Uncle Roger did it first.
Just cook and show his feet for free. Nice. This is every food fetish people wet dream. Just 8 minutes of delicious food and delicious feet.
Chicken and egg fried rice made mainly from leftovers and
beautiful
leftovers and frozen stuff. A couple of other things. So.
Okay, it look nice. Perfect. Very simple fried rice.
Yeah.
Easy, right? Fried rice is easy.
Yeah, tell that to Jamie Oliver.
Oh, love the sink.
This POV shot. This POV thing make it feel like video game like Call of Duty. But instead of shooting enemy, he looking for fog.
How's that look to you?
That looks amazing.
Pretty swell.
Maybe a bit too much pea, but personal preference.
That's Frenchy's kryptonite.
Tastes pretty good too. Here, come on, you want a little bit? You want a little bit?
Uncle Roger want a little bit also.
Smoky.
Yeah.
Imagine if you walk past window and you see Asian guy eating fried rice, staring off at the distance. Nephew Kenji, who the stereotype now?
Rice grains are tender. No big sticky clumps.
Yeah, nice and separate, nice.
Sit. All right, Shabu.
What? Your dog name is Shabu?
Yeah.
Yo, even your dog got Asian name. I think your dog more Asian than you. When your dog barking, does it have accent?
Good girl. There we go. Easy chicken fried rice.
Oh man.
To be honest, this very good video. He's cooking good. Lot of cool new technique and trick even Uncle Roger learning. Okay, Uncle Roger need to be completely fair. Even though he hate me, Uncle Roger gonna call you Uncle Kenji from now on. Have to be fair. If you cook well, you get uncle title. Don't matter if you like me or not. This guy is really good chef. Uncle Roger even got his cookbook called The Wok. Uncle Roger got this before I know he hate me. Not just recipe. A lot of scientific technique and experiment about wok cooking. Hopefully Uncle Roger cookbook will be as good as this. All Uncle Roger can say is, it's been 4 years now since you filmed this video.
Oh, wow. So, like COVID time. Yeah. All right.
Hope your opinion about Uncle Roger have changed. Maybe one day we can make video together, Uncle Kenji. Open invitation.
Would love that. Hell yeah. Great video. What did you guys think? Little bit of drama there. And I am aware of Kenji's follow-up. Thanks to a regular viewer, Noel Drago. Noel brought to my attention. Number one, Noel reached out to me. A couple people, not a few. A couple people reached out to me, asked me if I was going to react to it. And I said 100%. I wanted to wait because I wanted to make sure I think this through because I have a few opinions. And I told you a few of them earlier in the video. And now that I've got to sit with it a little bit, this follow-up from Kenji came out. I did not read it. I read maybe the first sentence, but that was because I couldn't help it. Anyway, Noel Drago sent me this. Let's read the follow-up that Kenji posted, which is, "Hi, Nigel. Thanks for the video. I want to start by saying that I get your perspective and do understand why you are doing the character, why people like it, and why your position on it differs from mine. I also think you're an excellent comedian and from all accounts, a good guy with good intentions. I don't believe I ever said, I hate you, as I don't really hate anyone. We're all human and all have different experiences that have formed us. I'd invite you to also consider the context from my side. Growing up as Asian in the US is complicated. We have a history of racism here. Here in Seattle, we have families with living relatives who went through internment camps. Yep. At the time I made this video, there was enormous racism and violence going on towards Asian-looking and Asian-sounding people, being scapegoated as the cause of the COVID shutdown. My mother, who lives in New York, was afraid to walk outside because of the attacks that were occurring against elderly Asian women by young men. So in that context, when I open up the comments to a video and see comments imitating your catchphrases or speech patterns, then see that the people doing it are virtually all non-Asian American men, it rubs me the wrong way. I hope you can understand that. It's something that it may be difficult for Asians who grew up in Asia to empathize with, as we have vastly different experiences. I would be happy to do a video with you if we are ever in the same place at the same time, but under the condition that we talk through the nuances of this rather complicated issue, respect each other's experiences, then enjoy some delicious fried rice together. Wow. Wow. Number one, what a great way to end that. I mean, really, this is Kenji. Really, you don't need to hear it from me, but I'm just going to say it. What a great guy. What a great guy. And there's so much I can relate to with what he said here. Let's break it down. Number one, I want to tell you my first experience with Uncle Roger. And it was of outrage, and it was during COVID. And like many other people, I was doom scrolling and I saw his video of the BBC fried rice. And I saw a guy doing this Asian accent and I'm like, oh, this guy's doing this cheap, he's getting cheap laughs with this accent. What a joke. And as I watched the video, I realized how empowering what Nigel was doing is for someone like myself. Kenji said, growing up Asian in the US is complicated. It is. I mentioned to you guys, I grew up experiencing racism my entire life. A lot less these days. Still get it every now and then. but a lot growing up. I wouldn't change a thing about my past because it made me the man I am today. I would have it no other way. I'm very proud of the man that I am today. But nonetheless, I can relate with Kenji because, yeah, when you first see this, it can rub you the wrong way. But also, to what Uncle Roger said, he's spreading culture. And there are many people who've taken in this accent, say these catchphrases in a positive light. And I would rather, for as much negative that comes out of that, I would rather that happen so that Asian culture can spread in a positive way. So I watched this BBC egg fried rice video and I realize how empowering it is because Nigel is taking the voice that people made fun of me with most of my youth, and he's basically spitting it right back at people with knowledge, with humor. And that's when I realized how powerful and how positive this character is for Asian culture around the world. So Nigel and I'm very glad to say Nigel and I are now friends, and I wouldn't have a YouTube career without him. So obviously I have some bias, but my firm stance is I believe the Uncle Roger character is a positive for Asian culture in the world. And I proudly stand by him. But I fully understand where Kenji's coming from. So now to go to Kenji's side, my father told me stories of living in Chinatown during the Red Scare and being worried to go outside. My father told me all kinds of stories of getting bullied, and that's why my dad's such a tough fucking guy today, and why he was always tough on me, because he always told me life's going to be a lot harder for us as Asians because no one likes us and no one gives a shit about us. So you have to work twice as hard as everyone else if you want to get the same result. Never back down. If someone pushes you, you push them back. And he was always okay with me getting into fights at school, so long as I was, number one, defending myself and not backing down. And initially, I would always back down. I would always get bullied and I would run off scared. But at some point, when it finally clicked on in my head why my dad was because when I would go home from getting beat up by bullies, my dad would get pissed at me. He would say, "Why the fuck didn't you fight back?" Now, to go back to what Kenji is saying, what he said about his mother being afraid to walk outside because of attacks that were occurring to elderly Asian women. Dude, I was right. I was right there with you, man. My mom was scared. Fortunately, my parents lived in, which is basically, Chinatown too. I always joke that it's a Chinese colony. But so she didn't have as much to worry about. But my wife, who just started a new job, a lot of offices were allowing 75% of their workforce work from home, and 25 had to remain at the office. Being that my wife just started a new job, she was that 25% who had to work in the office. And dude, I made sure to drive her to work and pick her up every single day she worked because I was so worried about her getting attacked. I would stay up late. I would be kept up at night being worried because where we live in Queens is a little bit more ethnically diverse. And I was definitely sometimes, I wasn't too concerned about myself because I can handle myself. Being 6 foot and 250 pounds definitely helps. But I was definitely worried about my kid. We didn't have our second daughter at the time. I was definitely worried about my wife, definitely worried about my mom if she wanted to venture outside of. So I get it, dude. And I can sympathize. But the way Kenji closed this video with an open invitation, wanting a discussion, very fair, but an open invitation to do a video with Uncle Roger. Fuck, what a big man. What a good guy. And I have even more respect for you than I already had. So kudos to you. I really hope to see them do some killer videos. I think this is great. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This is definitely a very different video from what I've done in the past. I purposely did this without Frenchy today. He's still here in spirit.
But I like being home.
But it also, he's not in town. He went to do some French shit in North Carolina, some French event. So I decided to take the opportunity to do this video alone, give you guys my perspective on this, and really hope to see this collab between Kenji and Uncle Roger. With that said, I'm Chef Brian Tsao, not your typical chef. And remember, it always gets better. See you guys later. Before we close out this episode, I want to say thank you to all of my amazing patrons. Thank you so much for your support. And for the rest of you, please consider becoming a patron by clicking the link in the description below. By becoming a patron, you get to take advantage of some awesome perks like early access to new episodes and patron exclusive content.